A revolution is underway in gene editing, and at its forefront is Dr. David Liu, an American molecular biologist whose pioneering work is rewriting the building blocks of life. A professor at MIT and Harvard, Liu has been developing two transformative technologies, one already improving the lives of patients with severe genetic diseases, and the other poised to reshape medicine in the years ahead. Today, we'll look at the far-reaching effects and human benefits of gene splicing and hear from opponents who say that our scientists are indeed playing God.
Do you ever meet a female who looks like a male Disney character?
Warning, the following podcast is offensive. Listener erection is advised.
You know what? You're listening to fucking Feed and Greg.
Do you ever meet a woman who looks like a male Disney character? I'm not joking. I'm not joking. I have somebody I work with that looks like a female, or who is a female who looks like a male Buzz Lightyear.
She, like, with the chin and
the stupid smile. And the eyebrows, the whole thing.
Buzz Lightyear.
Yep, it's pretty bad.
That is not,
It's like a square head.
Yeah.
Kind of shaped like a big toe.
That's, I don't even know where to go with this. This is so shocking to me that I haven't had time to prepare.
I'm sorry, I just try to be random.
Now I'm picturing her.
Oh, she is... I like to do side-by-side comparisons, as
Yes.
you probably know from, many years together.
There are so many times where I've received a text message and there's this, a picture of some random person and then whatever celebrity or infamous person that they happen to look like.
Yeah. Well, this time I'm looking at this woman that I work with, and I'm like... You look like someone, but I cannot figure out who it is. You're quite ugly. You think you're the world's greatest looking person, but really you have some features of said character.
To infinity and beyond!
Yeah, she thinks that she's so attractive and that she does everything right, but you are far, far from that.
I feel like she's hurt you.
Well, I don't like her. Like, she's got a shitty personality, and I feel like if I could... cause her to, I don't know, chip a tooth or something on food.
Or her rectum to prolapse.
Oh, yeah, that would be perfect. If I heard that, I'd be like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So for dinner tonight, I would just completely change the subject because there's no care factor at all.
But my asshole is inside out.
That doesn't matter to me. I have no effect. No effect on my life.
I have only 2 samples of a female who would look like a male Disney character, and oddly enough, they're both from the same Disney film.
Oh, okay.
Beauty and the Beast.
Like someone actually looks like the Beast?
No.
Oh, they're just actual characters.
Better than that.
Okay. They don't have to be ugly. This one's ugly though.
Well, as far as the ideal feminine form. Whatever that is now, I guess if you were going to judge, it's not the most attractive.
No.
So the first one actually looked like Gaston.
Oh my God.
Okay.
He's supposed to be the male, like heartthrob.
Yeah.
Was he not?
He was.
Okay.
And he's chiseled and jacked and kind of a douche.
Okay.
So the woman that I met was actually the daughter of a former coworker.
Okay.
She was a Taekwondo beast and a semi-professional weightlifter.
Oh.
So she was pretty squared off at the jaw.
Yeah.
Squared off at the shoulders.
Yep.
And arms bigger than my waist.
Wow.
So I think I remember, without Googling it, without looking it up, I'm pretty sure I remember Gaston had a little ponytail in the back.
I think so. Let me check it out while you tell the story.
So she had the same hairstyle.
Yeah.
She was basically Gaston, but instead of pecs, she just had boobs.
So she wasn't muscular?
She was hugely muscular.
Yeah, ponytail.
Yeah, he's got a ponytail. Yep. So basically the hairstyle. She never smiled like that, though.
Oh, she didn't have that
she didn't have
confident,
that pompous
ass clown smile.
ass fuck dickwad smile. No, she didn't have that.
Okay.
And ironically enough, again, from the same. Why did I say ironically? But oddly enough, from the same film, a woman that I had met looked like Belle's father. What was his name? Maurice?
That rings a bell. I'm pretty sure it's Maurice, but I haven't seen that movie in years.
So you got to think, as round as they are tall,
Yeah.
gray hair,
Yep.
and just a hint of the mustache that Belle's father was rocking.
Oh, no.
in that. So yeah,
Just a hint.
just a hint,
A shade. A prickle.
a shadow.
Just enough to piss you off if you kiss him.
Yeah, where it's gonna grind your lips and nose down a little bit. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's highly unfortunate for them. Same freaking movie.
What brought this on?
Yeah.
Honest to God, what brought this on?
Well, I had two people in mind because I had one. Well, this one girl pissed me off today at work, or this week at work. So I decided to say, well, you know what? You want to be a bitch?
Let's call you out.
Yeah, let's call you out on the podcast that you won't listen to.
At least you're not bitter.
No, but I actually showed one of the coworkers I work with, who is also a female, who I thought the person I'm talking about looks like, and she spit across the table and almost hit me with her energy drink because she didn't know for the longest time who she looked like, but kept saying she reminds me of a toe.
Oh yeah,
A toe.
A toe.
A big toe.
Yeah,
But
Buzz
I said,
Lightyear was kind of toe shaped.
yeah, and I'm like, you need a face to the toe, so how about this face? And she just lost her drink across the table and almost hit me. So that was funny. And then there was this other woman I worked with who doesn't work with me anymore, but she looked like Lord Farquaad from Shrek. She had the hair that was down to the shoulders, but straight.
Yes.
She stood up quite straight. And she was a square-jawed woman who could be a linebacker should she please. But she was a very nice woman, just happened to have unfortunate physical features.
That's a rough look. What about men who look like female Disney characters?
I'm not sure. Do you have one in mind?
Oh boy. Okay, I did work with one You know what? I got two.
You got two.
Yeah, but they were both LGBTQ plus 7 individuals. And so the first one was when I was working at the financial institution. Mm-hmm. And he was a great guy, but he was super effeminate. Like he wouldn't buy clothes in the city that we live in.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So he probably dressed really awesome.
Oh, he had the best suits I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
But he would always go to the major city here that's 4 hours away from us. And
Yes.
that's where he would do his fucking shopping. Mm-hmm. So I saw him dress as a woman
Oh,
for a bank outing.
okay.
And it was like a gag. It was a joke, but he looked way too comfortable. Mm-hmm. And he kind of looked like Princess Jasmine.
Oh, well, she's attractive.
She was my
For
favorite.
what she is.
I mean, if he would have dressed like her, I would have gone gay.
I've always liked
Just for a
Aladdin, the movie, not the guy. But I always thought that Princess Jasmine was when you're younger, when the movie came out.
Yeah, because she had the midriff and
And the nice,
the eyes.
nice eyes,
Oh,
nice
yeah.
big eyes.
When we went to Disney, we brought my daughter to a princess breakfast. So
Okay.
you go to the castle.
Yep.
And you have breakfast with all of these hoes. And
Yeah, not women.
sorry, princesses.
Sorry, yeah.
And they're super sweet. They go around to every table, and
they put your hand on your junk when they walked by, just to make sure you knew they were there.
no, I wish.
Okay.
So we're sitting at the table,
Uh-huh.
and my daughter's eating, and she's dressed like Cinderella, and it's the perfect fucking thing for a little girl, right? And then the princesses start coming over one by one, and I think Princess Jasmine, as soon as I saw her, my face turned red.
Oh, from really?
Yeah, like
natural reaction.
beet red. Like I think I lifted the table about a quarter inch off the floor. And
Daddy, why's my food moving?
You're listening to Fiend and Greg.
so I was sitting at the table, and Princess Jasmine is reading me like a book.
Okay.
And this is why I say hoes.
All right.
Because only the meanest hoe would do this to a father in front of their daughter.
Uh-huh.
she looks at my daughter and she says, "Oh, well, who's this princess?" And my daughter says her name. Then Jasmine, who obviously saw how uncomfortable and or horny I was, looks at me and says, "And who's this handsome prince?" And I'm like, "You bitch. You horrible bitch. I love you, but you're a bitch.
I hate you for
I
what you
hate your
said."
face." And my wife was dying.
Oh, I thought she'd be angry.
Oh, no. It was as jealous as she was from time to time. She was loving this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd tell her that I'm going for a little walk later out throughout the day just to go make sure that Princess Jasmine remembers who I am.
Well, it's oddly enough that actually happened.
You went for a walk after and you went to find her?
Not by myself,
Oh.
and I didn't go to find her. We were walking along.
Story seems fishy to me.
No. It was Halloween. So
Of course it was.
yeah, my daughter dressed up. You walk around the park and you get candy from the characters,
And
right?
you can unleash your inner hoe bag by dressing up whatever way you want and do some groping and never get caught.
I didn't wear pants that night.
I figured.
Who are you supposed to be? I'm the guy with no pants.
I am Captain No Pants.
Nopants.
Nopants.
And so we're walking around the park, and of course, Princess Jasmine and Aladdin are in this little grotto thing taking pictures with all the kids.
Yeah.
And so my daughter goes running up to go see Princess Jasmine again. Princess Jasmine looks up at me, and my face probably looked like the same color as a can of Coke or a fire hydrant again.
Yeah.
And she just looked up at me and smiled, knowing how fucking evil she truly is. I'm like, "You bitch. How could," again, twice in one day, Princess Jasmine fucking just called me out.
I thought they were like, she was making out with Aladdin and saw you coming and just stared at you the whole time. So it'd be like, you
Like-
wish he was you right now.
Like the eye open kissing.
Exactly.
Oh, that would have been so much worse.
Yeah. So I bet you she just looked so nice.
Oh, she was adorable.
Wow.
I still have a picture of her in my phone.
Of course you do. Those are pictures you'll never get rid of.
Well, it's my daughter's in the picture.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why you have it.
Absolutely.
Oh, this is my daughter from 20 years ago.
But yeah.
I just like memories of, how small and little
Oh,
she
how
was.
sweet and adorable
Innocent.
she was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got nothing to do with the evil mistress in the background just loving every single second of my discomfort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good way to live life.
Yeah. I mean, I wish I was hot enough to pull that kind of shit off.
So why don't you just go to Disney World now and be like, "Honey, let's go to Disney World because I need my fix."
Well, you got to think about that would have been many moons ago. I bet you they've gone through like 9 Jasmines.
Oh, they're gonna say, "I bet you this one's like 75 and like in a walker."
She just sits out back of the stage and smokes now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But looking at you from the time, like I look like she's probably old because of course time went by. But I look at you from the last, I want to say 15 years.
Yeah.
And you know how like if you see people and you start realizing when they start changing their appearance and like looking older,
Yeah.
you still look the same to me. You don't have much gray hair, if any at all.
No.
Your facial hair is not even that gray.
Yeah, I'm starting to get a little gray in the beard.
But you're 10 years older than me, and I have more gray hair than you do. You know, it's just funny. You haven't changed at all.
We were just talking about this the other day because somebody at work thought I was 32.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, God bless your fucking heart.
Let me do a Princess Jasmine. Let me stick my tongue down your throat.
It was a dude that said it. But,
Perfect.
I'd still stick my tongue down his throat just because. It was weird because I do get this a lot.
Yeah.
I do look a bit younger than I am. And like, I quit smoking a while back, right?
That helps.
And the last time I bought a pack of smokes, I got carded.
That's amazing.
And
Because what was it, 19 for smokes?
Yeah, it's 19 for smokes, but they say if you look younger than 30, they're going to ask you for your ID.
Yeah.
And I've been carded like going into the casino to go see a show.
Yep.
And I love it.
Isn't it great?
I love the feeling of it.
You get mad because you got to reach to find your wallet.
Yeah, people get pissed off about it, but I'm like, oh, yeah.
But then it kicks in and you're like, oh, you know what? Thank you.
Thank you.
takes-
It's the highest compliment that I can get now.
Right now, yes.
Yeah. So, and then when I hand them my driver's license and they see the year that I was born, because
1951.
I was born in the late 1900s,
1500.
1500s, they see the date and they look at me and they do, for real?
Thinking that it's like a what do you call those? Like a fraud?
Yeah,
like a fake ID?
Like I've got a fake ID.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start coming out with like Greg's beauty secrets.
Okay.
Like how I stay young. And I think for every person I'll change it up. Like I only rub donkey shit on my face every night. And I hope that somebody does it. It's like I jerk off in my own face and I leave it to get crusty on my skin overnight.
That's disgusting.
And then maybe somebody will do it, right?
I'm sure they'll do it anyway. Some people like the surprise of where it's going to land.
Surprise! Yeah, so it's like, what would your beauty secret be? What would you hand off to them?
I just don't bathe. Therefore, my skin doesn't get dehydrated and it just stays oily all the time.
Yeah.
And then when you smell bad, I yell at you.
That's fair.
But little do they know, I think I bathe more than most people ever.
Yeah, you're like a 2 or 3 shower a day guy.
I take one in the winter because I'm not really doing stuff outside or I'm not like doing things. But in the summer, it's a different story. It's when I feel
when
I
you
should.
get the bag sweat.
Yeah, I don't like that feeling.
When you get rid of the bag sweat.
When I go camping.
Oh God.
I know they have public showers.
Yep.
But like the odd time I'll miss a day.
Yeah.
And it is the grossest feeling on the face of the earth.
And you can't sleep.
No.
Because you're already sleeping in a tent, right?
Well, we have a little not a pop-up, but we have like an actual trailer.
Yeah, you have a trailer, that's right.
We used to sleep in a tent, but like just being in different sheets from when you're used to, I just feel the whole thing is kind of
even in a camper or a trailer. Some people are like this with hotels. I sleep great in hotels.
Yeah, for the most part, I do too.
But for camping, it's so difficult for me to sleep. It's very uncomfortable for me because I'm thinking about what could be crawling up my asshole. Like there could be mosquitoes,
especially if you don't shower.
Exactly. I could, some kind of worm could be crawling up my asshole, or some fly is laying eggs in my nostrils, or mosquitoes are sucking blood out of my nutsack. It could be anything, and I can't get comfortable and I can't sleep.
It's funny you say that because that's one of the reasons why you don't sleep. One of the main reasons why I don't sleep is because when I go to a campground, there's always people around, and you're relying on sleeping good until those asswipes around you decide to wake up and scream at their children. Or they start making noise at like 6:37 in the morning, or they start hearing the birds that are chirping right outside your trailer. Or my absolute favorite is when you park in an area with trees, because most campgrounds have trees. The squirrels drop the acorns or whatever the crap they're carrying on the top of your trailer, causing a ping or a boom or some type of noise. And if you essentially get in a storm, it's like you're sleeping in a tin can, getting just extensial down, or what do you call that word? Like a torrential downpour of like metal.
Yeah.
On the roof.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know what? I'd rather sleep in my air-conditioned house with shingles and stuff.
Yeah, like it's not comfortable because when something wakes me up at 6:30 in the morning,
I get angry.
And I don't have to go. I get pissed off when I have to go to work.
Yeah.
And it's 6:30 in the morning.
Yep.
And if I was not supposed to go to work and something wakes me up at 6:30 in the morning, I'd be like, "Oh my God, shut the fuck up!"
Yep. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
And also, the last thing that's too is that it's brighter in there because you don't have like blackout shades, because you and I work kind of different shifts sometimes. So like we need that blackout in the middle of the day so we could feel like it's still nighttime.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
at 6 o'clock in the morning in the Sunday, or in the summer, it's like bright.
Bright. Very bright.
Even your little blinds that you have the light still comes through.
And you just wish you were dead.
Usually.
So we talked about things crawling up your ass. And did you know that the human anus can stretch to approximately 7 inches?
From side to side or in depth?
No, from side to side.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So 7 inches in diameter.
Okay, well, that's a nice fact.
So while you're camping, I want you to think of this. The average raccoon can fit into a hole that's approximately 4 inches in diameter.
What? They can squeeze themselves?
Yeah, I mean they're fluffy, and you know the not so chubby looking ones, which are the cutest ones.
Oh, okay.
Chubby ones. Yeah. So in theory, nearly 2 raccoons can crawl into your asshole at any time.
Okay, let's get one thing straight, though.
Yeah.
In theory, it could happen. However, my resting asshole is not 4 inches open.
I think if a raccoon really wanted to get into your asshole, I'm saying you're in the middle of that thunderstorm that you're talking about where it sounds like a plane full of metal bolts.
Yeah, just crashing.
Just crashed down on top of your trailer.
Yeah.
If that raccoon wants to get into your asshole, I don't think there's much that you can do to stop it.
Even if I slept in my jeans, it would undo my belt.
Yes.
Unsnap my button.
Gently pull down your jeans without waking you. Like my uncle used to do to me.
Oh my God.
And next thing you know, you wake up and there's 2 raccoons in your asshole.
Fighting to see who goes in first.
So how did we get to this point?
Of what? The raccoons?
I don't even remember where we started. Now this is where we are.
We're talking about like
People who look like Disney characters.
and all the way to raccoons and asses.
In your assholes. And cut.
Send me news with Fiend and Greg.
Did you know that I took 23 gas station boner pills before I got here?
What does that even mean?
I don't know. I just thought it was news.
You saw it on the counter? You
No,
asked
they were-
the attendant, can I have your boner pills?
No, they were in the bathroom.
Oh,
And
that's gotta be safe.
I had a bunch of change on me, so I took a shit ton of them.
Okay.
I don't know what it's going to do to my blood pressure, but let's get through this.
All right. Good luck.
It's time to send me your news.
With Fiend and Greg.
So, U.S. President Donald Trump may be constantly threatening to annex Canada by force, but a new poll suggests its own citizens were found to be more likely to be annexed by their northern neighbor. A poll by Ledger said that 1 in 5 Americans, or 20%, would like their state to join Canada.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah. You want to be Canadian, eh? You want to take her for a fucking rip boy?
Yeah.
So the findings really didn't come as a surprise to Ledger's executive vice president, Andrew Enns, and says that the U.S. is incredibly polarized and Trump's growing unpopularity to some Americans. They would love the opportunity to join Canada, according to this poll. It wouldn't be that bad, right?
No, I think it'd be pretty cool.
No, free healthcare, poutine.
Poutine. Or I think, as they call it, poutine.
Poutine.
Poutine. We don't speak
No,
Canadian.
I don't speak
Or French.
I don't speak Canadian with my flappy head. So the weather outside today, you're looking at 12 degrees Celsius or 285.15 Kelvin.
Yep. Or what's that in Fahrenheit? 12 is what, like 50?
We don't even use Fahrenheit in this country. Where are we again?
Norway.
Burkina Faso. I don't even know where we are.
Finland.
We're so far underground it doesn't even fucking matter. I don't even think this counts as a country anymore.
We're in the studio of love, so nothing outside of the studio makes any sense to us.
No, I think when you get this deep underground, it stops being part of the country.
Yeah, raccoons tend to be our friends. That's the only thing we deal with is raccoons.
In my ass.
4 inches. Maybe 7.
Back to the news. Did you know that the smiley face is copyrighted?
No, I did not know that.
Now you know. So graphic designer Harvey Ross Bell created the iconic emoji in 1963 to try to help raise morale in the insurance industry. So he unfortunately never copyrighted the image. And in 1971, the Smiley Company was like, hey, fuck you, that's ours. They copyrighted the concept and made over $100 million a year with the smiley face.
Suck it, Harv. What did you learn?
Harvey learned a valuable lesson. Copyright your shit.
Yeah.
Dick, did we copyright this show?
I would think that we probably didn't.
Oh God.
Yes, we did.
Fuck.
We totally did.
we did.
We always do.
Absolutely.
Everything.
Yeah. American YouTuber, and I'm going to butcher the shit out of this name. Let's go with Mikhail Viktorovich Polyakov. Sounds American.
Yep.
24-year-old from Arizona was arrested by Indian police for visiting a restricted North Sentinel Island in the Indian Ocean in an attempt to make contact with the Sentinelese tribe.
Oh.
Okay, just from what I read about this, the Sentinelese tribe do not want to be fucked with.
Well, I mean, anything with tribe.
Yeah,
they're pretty tough people.
That's your first clue.
Yeah.
I guess tribe or clan.
Yeah.
Anything with those two words.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
Yeah. So
buy them lunch once a month. Remember, just be known as the nice guy.
Yeah, be the nice guy.
Yeah.
So Polyakov used GPS navigation to bring him to the island, which is home to the Sentinelese people. They're a nice, isolated indigenous tribe known to attack and kill visitors in an attempt to avoid outsiders.
Oh my!
So
terrible day that would be.
Before this YouTuber, before he left, he left a can of Diet Coke and a coconut in the sand as an offering. In addition, he recorded the entire video on his camera and collected samples from the island.
Oh, wow.
So, not a great idea. I mean, if these people had met him on the beach, they would have killed this guy immediately. Apparently, they've done it before.
I feel like anybody has a chance to kill someone, they will.
Yeah.
Some places.
Because these people are so against the outside world.
Yeah.
Which I get.
Yep.
I'm actually contemplating moving there and just joining the tribe.
So you can kill people? No.
Not only that.
No. Not that.
No one would ever do that.
No.
And get away with it. You would just, can you imagine how nice that would be, though? You live on this island. And
just an island in general would be kind of cool.
Yeah, you're in the middle of the Indian Ocean, and it would be beautiful. Palm trees.
I love that. I those who know me I'm not an outdoorsy kind of guy, but if you give me like some Wi-Fi or something, or a TV or a computer,
I can
get by.
Some satellite internet.
Yeah, I can get by.
Okay,
I'd be all right with that.
Probably be a lot of boobs on that island.
Oh, I wouldn't have to go very far from my computer. I just walk outside.
Yeah, you wouldn't even need your computer at that point.
Just throw it in the ocean.
Just topless women everywhere, probably.
Yeah.
So yeah, this guy's in deep shit.
Okay.
So
seems fair.
Yeah, the Indian police were not impressed. Apparently, every once in a while, the Indian people will go to this island with a gift exchange.
Okay.
And they'll bring things to the Sentinelese people who tolerate the Indian citizens who are visiting.
Okay.
Others they do not tolerate. As I was reading, there was boats who maybe have lost power or they're adrift and they come across this island. Well, they find parts of those people all over the beach.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're not impressed by those from the outside world. And then this fucking clown goes out there and not only risks his own health, but he is risking the health of the Sentinelese people as well. He's going to be bringing diseases in that they've never experienced.
I feel like that's like always supposed to happen because everything runs smoothly until somebody fucks it up somewhere. Yeah.
Some white guy comes along and fucks it up for everybody.
Like so many things I could say right now, but I won't.
Yeah, okay.
Because you just use your creativity.
You're the better person.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Everything's fine in the world and then smash, something happens.
It's some bullshit like that.
Then things get better and you're like, oh, we're out of the first smash and then kaboom, another one.
Another smash.
And you're like, fuck sakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of those.
So the same thing I've heard about like time travel. So if you were to go,
love that.
I know you love your science, Professor Fiend.
Love time travel.
Think about this: if you were to travel back in time, you would be exposed to diseases and bacteria that no longer exist, and your body isn't prepared for that.
But who says I have to go back?
If you went forward, you'd encounter the same thing.
You'd
encounter COVID-73. and it would punch you directly in the testicles.
That's one of those things I was talking about. The crash
Kaboom.
is the COVID
Yes.
crash.
Exactly.
But I would go in the future and find someone I don't like, perhaps the Buzz Lightyear person, punch them right in the face,
Okay.
and then just like leave
You know what you could do?
and go back in time to now.
Go back in time,
Uh-huh.
and the minute that she's born, punt her out of a window.
I mean, well,
But then when you come back to this time, you create that paradox where that person no longer existed. So you have no reason to go back in time to punt a baby out a window.
that's right. Yeah, that's a very good way to look at it. I would definitely do that. I feel like punting any baby out the window, especially that one.
Would you do it to Hitler?
I think we should each grab a cheek by his ass, and then at the same time
Shove a raccoon in there?
shove a raccoon in it, and then do a dual kick.
Okay. But
That
then,
way, if one hits him just a little before, then he'll lean towards the other person as the other foot connects, and then he spins spiral, whatever, 19 feet in the air into like a puddle of his own death.
it's a good look. It's a good look. But then, you create the same paradox.
Yeah, I guess.
Weren't we talking about a deserted island and now we're talking about time travel? Yeah.
Things happen.
I think we, speaking of paradoxes, so his presence on that island threatens them with his dirty YouTuber germs.
Yep.
Yeah.
YouTubers. You never know.
You never know.
Anything for clicks.
Filled with diseases.
Yep, we're not YouTubers.
No, not yet.
We don't care about clicks.
Unless you're clicking my man bean.
What?
And so, when was the last time you curled up with a good book?
Is this a serious question?
Yeah, it's a serious question.
The last time I read a book was probably in a past life.
The instruction manual for your. I remember you watching videos for your when you were learning sound editing.
Yes.
Yeah, you watched videos.
I would never read. Especially a book. I see pictures, I look.
Okay,
But if I see text under the pictures, it's like, if it doesn't, catch my attention right away.
come on, you have to have read something.
Okay, so if quick story, I'll tell you really quick about this.
Okay.
I had in grade 10, I had a book report due in my English class, and I had picked the movie or the book.
The movie.
It was not
you
even a
said
movie.
it already. I knew you were going to
I'm
say
sorry,
that. You
I
son
just-
of a bitch.
That was an idiot thing to say. It wasn't an actual movie. They might have made a movie of it.
What was it?
Orson Scott Card's The Ender's Game.
No, I don't believe there's been a movie made.
If there is, I've never watched it.
Okay.
But I picked The Ender's Game, and I remember I was at, I had to go to the dermatologist a lot because I was one of the kids with acne. So I would be waiting in the waiting
Forgot
room
about
for
that.
3 hours, 4 hours before my appointment.
Right.
So I had to do this book report, and I decided to read a 900-page book for a book report.
The day before.
No, it was they gave us a few months to do it, and I would go to this appointment every week or whatever.
Okay.
So I wait in the waiting room, read this book. It was 900 pages, never read a book in my life at that point. Decided to write a book report. I thought the first 100 and something pages were cool, and then I realized I had 750 more to go. And I'm
Yeah.
like, you know what? That just seems like a lot.
Shut down.
So I stopped reading the book completely, made up the rest of the book.
Because who's going to know, right? Who's going to know?
Wrote the book report.
Okay.
Then my best friend who read, I don't know if it was a Lord of the Rings trilogy or he was a huge reader.
Yeah.
Read one of the Lord of the Rings series books.
Yes.
Wrote a book report on it after reading the entire book. And I got a 78 and he got a 64. He gets his mark back.
You fucked the system.
And he looked at me and he screamed at the teacher. He's like, "Miss, he didn't even read the book. He wrote the book."
He said, "Shut up, Randall."
And she's,
What do you know?
She's like, "Well, his story or his writing style was more believable. You had grammatical errors. Your story was all over the place." He's like, "That's how the book was written." And she's like, "Well, his was easier to follow and all this." After 150 pages, I made up the story.
Absolutely. What was the story about?
To this day, not entirely sure. It was about some type of invasion. I can't remember. I didn't get far enough.
I'm
in
glad it stuck with you though.
But you know what though? It was cool from what I remembered. And you think I remembered because it was my like first real book.
Great literature sticks with you.
But it was even better when I got a better mark than him and he read an actual book from a real series that many people knew and he still did a shit job.
You colossal dick.
Yeah, that's it. What's the last time you read a nice book in front of a fireplace?
Not in front of a fireplace, probably on the toilet.
Okay. Good stuff.
But I used to be an avid reader.
I know, you used to read all the time.
And what helped was I didn't want to go out and buy books.
Why waste your money on paper?
Yeah, I'm just cheap. And it was the days before, the Kindle and the company that starts with A would just hand you books.
Yeah. Moosin.
Moosin.
Yeah.
So what would happen was where I worked, because I worked for a media outlet.
Yep.
We had a guy who would review books. And when he either decided to never touch them,
Okay.
or when he was finished with them, he would throw them into a box next to his desk.
Okay.
And anybody could rummage through these books
Okay.
and bring them home.
That's a cool idea.
So I would rummage through these books every day.
Because they were a new book all the time?
New books, constantly. A steady flow of brand new releases. So what I would do is when I would not know the author or not know the story, I would just start grabbing covers that look good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Always judge a book by its cover.
always judge a book by its cover. It's very important.
That's right.
So and doing that, I grabbed some absolute garbage.
Oh, they're going to say some gems.
No, there were gems in there.
Okay.
There were some really good books. There was like historical books, a lot of works of fiction, you name it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and not the kind of stuff that has like vampires and werewolves. It's or constant tied up butt sex.
Oh.
But they were all, they were good grabs. But the last book that I read, I actually went out and bought.
Really?
Yeah. And they did make a movie out of it.
Okay.
Ready Player One.
Oh, yeah. I've heard of that movie. Is that Gerard Butler? Who was the main guy?
No.
Oh, no, that was Gamer.
Some little wiener.
Right. Okay. I think it's a video game book.
Yeah. So it's about the future. People wearing these haptic suits, and
Yeah.
they all just live in. I don't want to use the M word because that's a copyrighted name, but they live in AI.
Okay.
Or not AI. What am I fucking thinking?
They live in the red or blue pill.
Yeah. So you're inside the Atrix.
May.
Right.
The Atrix May.
So you live inside this virtual world.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to call it the metaverse
Right.
because fuck
'em.
you, Zuckerberg.
Fuckerberg.
Fuck. Wow. Sorry.
Not going to be sponsored by Facebook.
No, not at
Instagram.
all. And that's just our personal opinion.
Yeah.
Because he touched me. No, he didn't.
Again.
I'm sorry. Sorry. I have Tourette's. That's the whole premise of this book. And it was actually a good read. It was much, I don't want to be that fucking asshole, but it was better than the movie.
But was it, they made the movie from the book?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It was written prior to the film.
So if I ask you, how long does it take you to read a book like that? Let's say, I don't know how many pages it had.
Right.
Let's say 300-400 page book. How long would that take you
It
to
was
read?
actually quite a bit thicker than that.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, it was very detailed
Okay.
writing. Because he was describing everything that was going on in this manufactured world that everybody lives in now. Nobody lived in the real world. They would you worked and lived inside of this video game.
I kind of feel that's cool.
Yeah, it's
Cool
coming.
concept.
It's definitely coming.
Yeah.
But nobody outside of that had real jobs. You did all of your work inside this
Virtual world.
virtual world. So it was very detailed, very, very, very detailed writing.
Okay.
And it took a while because it was a thicker book.
Yep.
Because it depends on how much spare time I have, and then if the book is really engrossing, I'll get through it much quicker.
So, I mean, this is just a stupid question from someone like me who doesn't read books, but like, I understand the point of reading a book.
Stop.
But I think it's because I can't just focus on words and paint a mental picture in my head. I actually have to watch things moving in front of myself for me to understand what's going on.
So you're more of a visual person.
100%.
Let me ask you this then. When you jerk off, can you use your imagination?
No. That is not even a possibility.
Not part of the repertoire?
No. Couldn't do that.
Nope. Even remembering things that may have happened in the past?
Well, it's funny you say that because sometimes being the age that I am now, I think back of past relationships that was half my life ago. Mm-hmm. I only remember bits and pieces of things that happened a long time ago. I don't remember, like if I try to remember certain things, I have to, it's like, wow, that was that long ago. Roughly how old was I 20 years ago?
Sweet Jesus.
And who was I dating and what were we doing?
Yeah.
Because I don't remember that.
You were going to concerts.
I was going to concerts.
The people who don't like music.
That was about 18 years ago, yes.
Sweet Jesus.
But the problem is, I always tend to learn how to do things. Like, I have a crap memory. So, like, for example, and I mean this with the most love as possible, my wife would love to go on a tropical location vacation.
Yes. To the Sentinelese Island.
To the Sentinelese Island as a YouTuber.
Good luck to both of you.
No, but like, for example, she wants to go because, tropical locations, not cooking for a week, the nice weather, the sand, the beaches, everything.
Right.
And spend, I'm not going to say like for sure how much, but let's say we spent, $1,500 a person.
A lot.
$1,500 a person.
Yep.
It's not unrealistic to go for a week somewhere that's all inclusive.
That's pretty normal.
If I'm going to spend $1,500 on something, I want it to physically be in front of me. So, like, example, a new TV or, a new bike or a new something that I can see, touch, and feel rather than be there for a week and then 3 weeks later forget half of what we did.
So, I think I get what you're saying is you don't cherish the experience.
I remember the experience, but I don't remember the details because
I gotcha.
My memory isn't. I have a great memory. Don't get me wrong, but like for example, we'll go camping,
right?
And we try to go to a new place in like bigger campgrounds, hours and hours and hours away from us every year. And she'll be like, "Oh, remember when we went to this place?" And I'd be like, "Which one was that?" And she'll be like, "How do you not remember that? There was this gigantic waterfall." I'm like, "What? There was a waterfall in the other two." So you got to get more creative. Well, she's like, "Do you remember the path we took to get there?" And I'm like, every place we go has grass, dirt, rocks, water, and
squirrels,
bugs,
raccoons.
And she's like, "Well, remember the big spider?" Now I remember.
Okay, because you need something traumatic to kick your memory in.
Yes, and that spider was about, looking at my hand, it was about this big.
Son of a bitch.
I have a picture of it. It's
Were you
disgusting.
in Australia?
We were not. But it's like,
I remember that picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would scare the shit out of me.
It's just one of those things that, like, I have to have something that distinguishes it. Otherwise, I forget. Otherwise, I'd like to spend my money on something I physically can touch.
And that's why I take 4 million pictures when I go on vacation.
I think that's probably the smartest move.
Yeah, because I have a goldfish memory. I've had a lot of concussions, and I'm one of those people who I forget what color underwear I'm wearing right now.
You're wearing blue ones. Am I right? No, they're gray.
No, they're black.
Oh.
No.
Oh, that's just your penis.
It's gone gray.
It's black.
I wish. I have such a crap memory, like a crap short-term memory.
Yep.
My long-term memory is ridiculous.
Yes.
But short-term, not so good.
Put me in a forest in a campground and I'll forget what I'm doing. Bring me to a big city where I've experienced like where you went last year.
Yeah.
I would remember that for the rest of my life.
Yeah, but even then, I start to forget things. Like my wife will say, "Hey, do you remember that restaurant that we went to?" And I'm like, "Okay, we went to 400 restaurants."
Because you have to. You're not from there to like...
Right. And then she's like, the one where we ate this. And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, that was so good."
Right.
And the thing is, I can go back into my phone because I took a picture of it.
Okay, so you can remember.
I need that. Yeah, anyway. So we were talking about books.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, a little tangent rant.
Yeah, we did.
It's not a tangent.
Yeah,
I love doing things with my wife. I just forget things. That's all.
We do that. We're men.
Yeah,
we're fucking dumb. So really, the last thing I read was the shampoo bottle while I was taking a shit and I forgot my phone. So
The worst.
yeah. Speaking of the worst, in no particular order right now. So according to book reading experts, here is a list of the worst books ever written.
Okay, let's bring them on.
I will start off with a name that some people might know. It's Bram Stoker. He wrote Dracula.
Okay, that's apparently a terrible name or a terrible book.
Actually, the book itself is like when he wrote Dracula.
Yeah.
Oh, it just fucking drags on.
Oh.
It's
Would it be a Dragula?
yes. I would rather watch the fucking movie on that one.
Oh, okay.
That was a horrible fucking book.
All right.
So in 1911, Bram Stoker wrote a book entitled "A Lair of the White Worm," and it's based loosely on some English legend of a monster. And apparently, critics just tear this book to shit.
So it's not about my penis.
I was just about to make that joke, and you fucking beat me to it. Damn it!
Yep. Sorry.
Fuck.
I do that.
Should have been faster. The second book is called Dildo Key.
I can't see why that wouldn't be the worst book. I don't know why that just doesn't seem like a win right away.
Okay. So this was written in 1939 by Nelson Hayes. It's the word dildo is dildo.
Yeah.
But key is like the small chain of islands, like the Florida Keys.
Yes.
That sort of thing.
Okay.
So here's what a little bit of the critics look at this. So the description of the book here, it says that the Ainsworths do not marry for love. They choose their women to carry on their line like thoroughbreds, who can endure the loneliness and eternal wind of the Ainsworth Island Dildo Key. So apparently it's a real island. So it's a tiny little speck in the Atlantic, and it's like 600 miles off of Great Bahama. And so in the story, this Ainsworth family has lived there for 11 generations, and there's like one white family among the black families that live there.
Okay.
So apparently this book is just fucking terrible.
Well,
And it's probably just written in 1939. It's probably just riddled with racism.
so why not call it Dildo Island? It's just at least it'll be interesting to some people who want to read it.
Can you imagine if that's actually like somebody's last name? And
Dildo?
It was named after a person that landed there.
Ronnie Dildo.
I claim this island in
How
the
you
name
doing?
of Ronald Dildo. Hello, we are the Dildo family. It's good to meet you.
Welcome home. In my ass. No, that's not at all right.
No, it's right. It'd be easier than a raccoon. Coming up on the list of the worst books of all time, the entire Twilight series.
I feel like that is honestly so truthful. I have never read the books, nor have I watched the movies, but
you haven't watched a single Twilight movie?
No. But I feel like from everybody else who's watched it around me, I know what happens, and it sounds terrible, but somehow people still love it.
Yeah. I watched them through osmosis,
Okay.
where I was the same way that I watched Brokeback Mountain, like it was through osmosis, where I was doing something else and trying not to pay attention to the TV.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, there's just two men banging.
Yeah.
So Stephanie Meyer brought us the tale of Edward and Bella and the love triangle with her fucking dog. Moo off in 2005.
Okay.
And then along those lines, 50 Shades of Grey by E.L. James
Really?
from 2011. Yeah. Apparently critics had just shredded this book.
So the movie was better?
I did see the first two movies.
Going back to a few podcasts ago, I think I remember saying that I don't watch very many movies. So yes, I haven't seen this one either.
Yes, that's fine. You didn't miss much.
No.
So in 1966, Jacqueline Suzanne brought us The Valley of the Dolls.
Okay.
So this is apparently the story of a woman moving from her Massachusetts hometown to be a slut in New York.
Perfect. I want to read this book.
I haven't read this one.
Okay.
I've heard the name a lot.
Uh-huh.
And I never knew what it was about. So when I was putting it together, I just got this review from Publishers Weekly, and it said in an advanced review, he called the novel big, brilliant, and sensational, if poorly written.
Oh.
And the book got mostly negative reviews, and I think Time Magazine called it the dirty book of the month.
Oh.
And it's...
Listen, it won an award.
Yeah, but they also said it might be more accurately described as a highly effective sedative. So apparently she just wasn't a very good slut in New York.
How do you live life after that?
Yeah, you wrote a book and they call it a sedative.
Yeah. Like you tried your whole life to write a book.
I wrote this book.
And no one wants to admit that it's good. So it puts people to sleep.
Yeah, sorry. So rounding out our list of the worst books of all time from 1925 is Mein Kampf by Adolf Hitler.
Uh-huh. Wow.
So the Der Führer's political manifesto was a bestseller in Germany.
Good
following his rise to power in 1933, but for some reason, sales dropped off dramatically after 1945.
Can't imagine why.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once you put a bullet in your mouth, maybe. I thought that usually makes artists and novelists more famous.
Yeah.
More popular.
Could be.
After they die, but no.
Not that time.
Sorry, Adolf.
It missed.
Dumbass. And that is our list of the worst fucking books ever written. Well, taking advantage of all the technological greatness that's around us, I tortured AI a little bit.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so what I did was I force-fed the Fiend and Greg podcast into AI.
Yep.
Because I wanted to see if it could churn out a segment for the show. So I force-fed poor sweet AI, our crazy bastardness. Mm-hmm. And this is what it came out with. So what we're going to do today is we're going to read exactly what AI has written. And this is going to be a shit show.
Okay, well, let's give it a shot.
So here's the love child of AI and Fiend and Greg. So squirting out of the vaginal canal of the internet into your ears, what AI has dubbed Fiend and Greg Episode 1, My Dick Fell Off. So right now what it's calling for is a sound effect of someone vomiting, followed by a jaunty ukulele tune fading in and out.
Okay.
So, are you ready to do this, Fiend?
I am ready when you are.
All right. Give it to us, AI.
Stupid ukulele.
It's just the vomit noise. Why?
I don't know.
Okay, I get it.
Okay.
All right, this is what AI has churned out for us.
Yeah.
So, I have to do a voiceover sounding like I'm gargling gravel.
Oh!
Hold on one second. I'm going to take a... what's up, you beautiful bastards? It's your boy, Fiend. So AI wrote a script for me, but I'm calling myself your name. It's your boy, Fiend, here to assault your eardrums with the linguistic equivalent of a dumpster fire.
Oh.
Over to you.
And I'm Greg.
With a weary sigh.
Wondering if I can sue for emotional distress after this episode.
So, welcome to Fiend and Greg, the podcast where we explore the deepest, darkest corners of the human experience, mostly involving genitals and bodily fluids.
I'm starting to think bodily fluids is our brand.
It's like AI knows us already. And so right now we need 2 sound effects. Bring it on.
My ring! My ring!
So Scene, I'm wearing a surgical mask and holding a jar filled with questionable substances. And you are doing what?
I am trying to build a pyramid out of adult diapers.
I feel like AI has kind of nailed us.
Yeah, a little bit. We're kind of like that.
We're kind of predictable, I guess. So this is my line, but I'm saying my own name. So, Greg, you won't believe what happened to me last night. My dick fell off.
Oh, well, did you try turning it off and on again?
No, seriously. I woke up and it was just gone. Like a son of a bitch in Houdini act.
Well, maybe sometimes they go for a walk. It happens.
A walk? Where the hell would it go? To a strip club? To a fucking miniature golf course?
Maybe it was just tired of your bullshit.
That I can see. Hey, I treat my dick with respect. Mostly.
What's in the jar, Greg? Please tell me it's not.
It's my lost dick. I found it. Turns out it was hiding in the damn cereal box.
You found your...
Yeah, it was nestled amongst the Lucky Charms. I guess it was craving rainbows and diabetes.
I need a drink. A strong one.
So anyway, I tried to reattach it, but it kept falling off. It was like trying to glue a wet noodle to a damn bowling ball.
I'm starting to think this is a metaphor for your life.
Maybe. But the point is, I'm dickless. At least for now.
I'm starting to think that this podcast is a cry for help.
Don't worry, folks. I'm sure I'll find a way to reattach my Johnson. Maybe I'll use duct tape or super glue, or maybe I'll just get a fucking prosthetic.
Please don't give him ideas.
Stay tuned for more Fiend and Greg, where we explore the mysteries of the human body and the inexplicable disappearance of my damn penis. Okay, now it's asking for another toilet flush.
Okay, well, we gotta find a toilet flush. I found it.
Okay, so there's our toilet flush. And now it's asking for a sexy kazoo song. I feel like this is exactly what AI wanted.
Yes, but less sexy. This is not...
What's sexier than this?
I don't know.
Okay, so there's my voiceover. That's it for this week's descent into the abyss of my crotch.
I need therapy.
Remember to subscribe, leave a review, and
So much going on right now.
pray for my dick.
And for my sanity.
Stay well. Just stay, I guess.
You're listening to Fiend and Greg.
Well, I gotta thank AI for churning out that massive pile of shit.
It was pretty shit.
But it was an awesome pile of shit.
Yeah.
So if you think about it, as a learning tool, I think AI kind of nailed us.
Yeah. I think so.
I think so.
Not actually. But that's coming.
I hope we sound a little more intelligent than that.
Oh my God.
Sweet Jesus. So if you're rattling around on the interwebs, maybe making, nudes of whatever your favorite celebrity might be, you can go to www.fiendandgreg.com. Or if you got a question or a comment, or you want to send us pictures of your feet, it's fiendandgreg@fiendandgreg.com. On behalf of everybody here at the Studio of Love, the engineering crew, and what was her name? The lady that cleans?
I believe it's Betsy.
Just sweet, sweet Betsy who brings donuts.
Thank you, Betsy.
So on behalf of everybody here at the Studio of Love, I hope that raccoon makes its way out of your ass.
If not, it's okay.
Thank you for listening to Fiend and Greg.